Track and field events are fast approaching, and I need a cinder track. I don't have much time. Let's see what I can do. I start by measuring the dimensions of my stadium so that my cinder track will fit within its bounds. I plan on having 5 1-inch wide lanes, and I will cut the pieces from medium weight chipboard. The long straightaways are 24 inches long, and since my chipboard is in 12-inch squares, I will need 2 sections for each. The shorter straightaways are 8 inches long, and the outside radius of the circular part of each turn is 6 inches, while the inside radius is 1 inch. A compass would be a great tool for drawing the circles that I need to cut, but I don't have one, so I improvise with this angle measuring device and a pencil. The track needs to lie flat on the stadium. I'm worried that it will warp when I put watered down glue on it, so I get each board wet first, then add the watered down glue, and then sprinkle sand on top. I managed to make a huge mess on my cutting board. I should have laid down something to protect it. Behold, for I have invented sandpaper. The only thing that remains is to paint it that traditional sandpaper red. I piled wood on top of the pieces to keep them flat while they cured. While building athletic equipment, it's a good idea to watch actual athletes from time to time. This pair of wrestlers wandered by while I was working on the track. And now, back to painting. I started by spray painting the sandpaper red, and then going over with a lighter coat of orange. I mixed equal parts golden brown and orange for the first dry brush. And I used tan for the second dry brush. I probably could have skipped all of the steps except for watching the bears wrestle if I had simply bought some sandpaper and cut it to shape. In order to expedite painting the lane lines, I made a template. In retrospect, I should have made the template out of thicker material. Here I used craft paper, but something like cereal box cardstock would work better. I made each groove 1/16 of an inch wide. And I used a sponge to dab off-white craft paint over the template, leaving lines only where the grooves were. If the slits I had cut had been a little bit wider, I would have been able to dab with a gentler touch, and the paint would not have spread out and globbed quite as much as it did. I heeded my own advice while making the template for the curved lane lines and used thicker material and cut the grooves in a slightly wider size. I thought about making templates to number the lanes, but decided that I would save time by using a brush. I reused my straight line template to mark starting locations for a single lap race around the track. I calculated the setback for each progressive starting location by calculating the difference of a circle that is 1 inch larger in radius than the previous circle. That is 2 pi times 1, which comes out to just over 6 inches. And then it was time to see if the track would fit in the stadium. It did. After repopulating the stadium with spectators, we are ready for the first of the running races. I probably won't get a lot of use out of this track besides these Olympic Games of Dungeons & Dragons that I'm making, but I enjoyed making them. I think this is a good lesson for a D&D crafter, that we can spend some time making an interesting and cool part of our terrain, even if it's only going to be used once. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider checking out my other videos. Thank you for your valor.